Come, ring out our joy to the Lord. Hail the rock who saves us. Come, let us come before him, giving thanks. With songs let us hail the Lord. Come in, let us bow and bend low. Let us kneel before the God who made us. For he is our God. And we are the people who belong to his pasture, the flock that is led by his hand. Oh, that today you would listen to his voice. Harden not your hearts as at Meribah, as on that day at Massa in the desert, when your fathers put me to the test, when they tried me, though they saw my work.
Sickness took flight at the sound of his name. Fever is waiting for all those who hope. He is the light of the world. Christ is our King, let the whole world rejoice. May all the nations sing out with one voice. Light of the world, you have helped us to see that all men are brothers and all men one day will be free. He came to love everyone on this earth, and through his spirit he promised rebirth. New life is waiting for all those who hope. He is the light of the world. Christ is our King, let the whole world rejoice. May all the nations sing out with one voice. Light of the world, you have helped us to see that all men are brothers and all men one day will be free.
Hello, Monsignor Daniel McHugh. My reflection for the 23rd week of the year and the feast of the Exaltation of the Cross. Love is the one thing that cannot hurt your neighbour. The apostolic journey of Pope Francis to Mongolia has generated a good deal of comment in the Church and beyond in the past week. Why did he choose to go to a country with so few Catholics? The most optimistic speak of only 1,500 in the country, which itself has less than 4 million inhabitants. The clue is to be found, I think, in his prayer intention for September, for people living on the margins, that they may not be overlooked by institutions and never considered of lesser importance. The warmth of his reception showed how much his visit was appreciated by people of all faiths, as well as a small Catholic community. About 40% of the population are Buddhist. I was able to catch parts of the Pope's address to the priests, sisters, and pastoral workers, where he thanked them for their witness, their work to spread the gospel. He highlighted in particular the translation of church teaching into language their people could understand. I thought again of the funerals I have prepared or conducted recently, and the lack of knowledge and understanding out there of what our teachings are. Then I thought of Education Sunday, which we keep this weekend, the 10th of September, and the importance of our schools in this regard. We have our own families on the margins, as far as church teaching is concerned, not to mention the challenge for our teachers to have a good grasp of the application of the gospel to the key issues coming up in these days. Yes, there are many aspects of the Holy Father's visit that should be noted. For example, speaking in Mongolia, which is sandwiched between Russia and China, he spoke of the central purpose of the Church, which is to preach Christ, who came to bring peace and love for all, not to interfere in the political work of nations. I thought of the words of St. Paul in the letter to the Romans for this 23rd Sunday: love is the one thing that cannot hurt our neighbour. Yes, that is the central thrust of the Lord's life, nurtured in the Eucharist and celebrated this week in the wonderful feast of the Exaltation of the Cross. China responded positively about the continuing its journey of dialogue with the Vatican, but at the same time did not allow the Catholic bishops and faithful to go over the border into Mongolia for the Holy Father's visit. The Pope's word of assurance about our central purpose as Church, quoted by Colm Flynn, commentator, still have to take hold. Only love satisfies our heart's thirst. Only love heals our wounds. Only love brings true joy. Father Spadero on X tweeted about the apostolic journey to Mongolia as a beautiful, bold trip encompassing God's attention to the little and peripheral. Pope Francis also reached out to the government of Mongolia that has continued to promote human rights and peace. He lauded Mongolia's commitment to end nuclear proliferation. He said, Mongolia is a democratic nation that pursues a peaceful foreign policy, but also proposes to play an important role on behalf of world peace. The Catholic Herald reported that the Holy Father praised the Mongols' ability, quote, to acknowledge the outstanding qualities of the peoples present in its immense territory and put those qualities at the service of a common development. Before meeting with the leaders of the small Catholic community in the country, made up of 8 parishes and led by the Church's youngest cardinal, the Holy Father had the opportunity to meet an elderly woman, Sezgi, who found a statue of Mary in a landfill site. She, a Buddhist, was captivated by it and took it home. Later, when seriously ill, she said, "If I am alive now, it is thanks to that lady." She requested to be baptized, feeling a profound bond to that lady, whom she had discovered in the landfill. On December the 8th, 2022, the new cardinal enthroned the statue in the Cathedral of Saints Peter and Paul in Ulaanbaatar, consecrating Mongolia to the Virgin Mary. In his address, Pope Francis noted he was pleased to discover this story and that Mary wished to give a tangible sign of her gentle and calming presence by allowing a likeness of herself to be found in a landfill. She wanted to draw close to us, so as to descend to the dregs of society. The lady who discovered her, like the poorest in Mongolia, searched in such places for things she could use or sell. Now the statue has been named Heavenly Mother by Pope Francis and will continue to be reverenced in the cathedral. At the time the statue was found, the Mongolian Catholic community consisted of just 14 individuals in 1975. According to the latest statistics, the Catholic population has grown to 1,500, writes Alexei Gavotsky of the Catholic News Agency. On Sunday, the 3rd of September, I was with a huge number of pilgrims in Walsingham for the Diary of Mary pilgrimage. Many of our ethnic communities were there to pray and to go as pilgrims to the site of the Holy House of the Annunciation, asked for by Mary in the vision of Richelieu in 1061. We were pleased to pray to Our Lady to be with us in our work of evangelization here at home, as well as abroad, as we celebrate the joy of the Gospel on Sunday next, the 17th of September.